Hi, welcome to the Dairy Hour podcast, where rural charm meets personal growth. Join us as we milk every moment for wisdom, self-improvement, and mental wellness. I'm your host, Val Levine, a rural dairy farming mom with a passion for filling hearts while never forgetting to fill my own cup. Get ready for insightful conversations, empowering tips, and a splash of fun and laughs, of course. Let's cultivate growth, nourish our minds, and embrace the journey together. This is the Dairy Hour podcast, where every episode is a breath of fresh air and the inspiration you need to be your best self. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Dairy Hour podcast. I am coming to you solo today to have a little mini mindset episode, just a little short tidbit of information to just help make sure that you are on the right track and know you are doing the right thing by yourself. And I'm going to wrap it up with some fun facts about June being Dairy Month, as this is the last week in June. And June is obviously very special as Dairy Month. As Dairy Gal Val online, it's one of those things that is near and dear to my heart. So one of the things I want to talk about today is knowing when to take a break, because a lot of people don't feel like they have that grace given to them to take a break, and they really suffer from it in multiple different ways. So really learning yourself and learning when to take a break is so important, especially when you're pushing yourself to be the best that you can be. So different signs of taking a break include, mental fog, loss of interest in something that has always been of interest to you, feelings of being overwhelmed all the time, just feeling like you're never enough, like just the laundry list is way too big and it's never going to get done. Mood swings, declines in productivity. Those are also really important. And number one, of course, is just physical exhaustion. When your body has had enough, it has had enough. And it tells you by just becoming physically exhausted. So you don't want to move. You don't necessarily want to get out of bed, and just everything just gives you stress and anxiety. So just knowing your body, learning those signs of when you need a break is so important. So I encourage every one of you to really, reflect inward, make sure that you are aware of when your body needs a break, knowing what your body wants for a break, whether that be just going for a walk or even a longer break, like, completely shutting things down for a weekend, something like that. Just know when to take a break. So the quote that I have to bring to you today is, of course, taking a break is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of wisdom. Rest is an essential part of growth. Keep that in mind. Just because you are taking a break, just because you are resting, does not mean that you are failing. You are more than welcome to hit the pause button and take that mental break, take that physical break, and restart when your body is feeling better. And other things that you can do to help keep that going, obviously eating right, getting physical exercise, and surrounding yourself with people that are supportive and pushing you to be your best self, not those negative Nellies. So know when to take a break. It's so important. I have really been working hard the past couple years on knowing my body and knowing when I do need to take a little break, step back, reassess things, and just give my mind some clarity. So hopefully this is a good little tidbit for you and can help you out. So switching gears, I just want to talk a little bit about June is Dairy Month. Of course, we're in the last week of June at this point, but June is, in fact, National Dairy Month every June, and it started as National Milk Month back in 1937, and it was actually designed to stabilize dairy when, farmers, normally their cows are making the most milk in June. They call it the spring flush. It usually happens in like the April, May, June time frame. So especially with schools letting out, fluid milk consumption can tend to dip because kids are not getting that milk in schools. So it was designed way back in 1937 to help stabilize milk demand. So now June is Dairy Month really helps to promote the benefits of dairy. Of course, we all know that dairy is extremely good for you and has so many different nutritional benefits. It also is to highlight the farmers, as well as some of the great sustainable and economic things that they are doing for the country, the world, and of course, your local communities. And another tidbit, and I mentioned, with schools getting out late May into June, so there are so many insecure food families, especially even just in the United States and right in your own neighborhood that you may not even know. And milk is actually one of the most requested items at food banks and food pantries. However, it is really hard to come by because it's not something that people readily think about donating to your local food bank or food pantry because of the refrigeration, and it doesn't necessarily have a long shelf life like a can of soup or a box of cereal kind of thing. So keep that in mind. If you're feeling like doing something good, either with the end of June coming or over the summer even, reach out to your local food bank or food pantry. See if they can take some milk and maybe go to the store and buy some quarts, half gallons, gallons of milk to bring and leave at the food pantry so that your local community can have the nutritious, delicious milk in their fridge, especially for those children that are not getting the milk that they need to fuel those growing bodies at school, with school being out. So that is your little fun tidbit. I hope you enjoy your mini mindset episode today, and don't forget to recognize the signs, take a break, refresh when you need to. The work will be there when you come back. So take that as a sign. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and we will talk to you next week. Have a story to share or wisdom to impart? Be a guest on the Dairy Hour podcast with me, Val Levine. We are seeking passionate individuals from all walks of life for insightful conversations and empowering tips. From mindset to motherhood to nutrition and fitness, we cover all of the essentials to be your best self. Share your journey and inspire others. Reach out today to be a guest on the Dairy Hour podcast, where your voice can make a difference. For more information, visit dairygalval.com or email at dairygalval@icloud.com.